The final home game in Baltimore Vulture history is a division rival. It's the Pittsburgh Riverhawks coming to town, and for Baltimore, who have the best home record in the SFL, they have to win tonight to get to the postseason. If they don't, it's not just that they're going home, but they're sailing into the sunset. Nothing more important could be on the line here tonight. Hello, folks. I'm Tyler Falk, alongside John Campbell here in the booth with Justin Reside and Ron Haynes in stats, and back in the event studios, it's the SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine. John, happy to have you with us. We've got a Titanic tilt here tonight.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight, and it's not just Baltimore winning in. Pittsburgh, if they win, get that first round bye locked up, and there's a whole bunch of other seedings for this playoff race that we're about to hit that hinge on tonight's game. Look for some excellent work through the air on both teams. It's going to be an absolute battle tonight, and I'm looking forward to every second of it.
Pittsburgh in all white, Baltimore, black helmets, black jerseys, white pants, as here we go. In the final week of the regular season in season 25, and the opening kickoff is taken down for a touchback by Regio Dinero. And for the final time here at SGO, Jack Wigmore leads his troops onto the field one final time.
You can't help but get emotional about it. This is why we love this league. Moments like this that we will all remember. I know where I was tonight for Baltimore's final homestand.
MVP back in season 17 when Baltimore was on a tear, winning 4 straight titles out of their 5 in their franchise history. That first pass good for 8 yards left-hand side. Let's meet the rest of the Vulture offense. Backup quarterback is Johnny Kim. Tailbacks Warren Murray, David Anderson, T-Roy Gaines, Ivory Irvin, Regio Dinero, and Mac Chima are the wideouts, with Benji Matson and Jackson Roberts at tight end. On the line is Don Johnson, Alden Bleeker, Jay Arnold, Ray Arnold, and Olivia Bleeker. That run up the middle is good for a first down for T-Roy Gaines.
T-Roy Gaines using that strong running out of the fullback position, and this is what Baltimore does best when they're mixing in their half and their fullbacks to get the defenses on the ground to open up that air game later.
Empty backfield. We'll see this plenty tonight. Blitz coming pass over the top. It is caught near the numbers and close to midfield. It's Ivory Irvin.
Already twice this drive, huge receptions by Irvin, and this is what Wigmore and Irvin do. They find those holes in the defense, whether it's zone or man, and get the yards moving. That's why these two are the league leaders in receptions and yards.
Irvin, one of the only wide receivers, if not the only wide receiver, over 100 receptions in the season. Wigmore over the middle, that is caught by Matson, and Matson will roll forward for a gain of 9.5, taken down by outside linebacker Dimitri Monzuma. And let's meet the Riverhawk defense. Butch Menner, Odette Boudreau, and Bubba Bruiser are the D linemen. Tommy Welbach, Boosie, Doug Day, Brian Craven, and the aforementioned Monzuma are the linebackers. Ness Ginkel, Jeremy Menefield, and Tom Krieg are the corners. Amante Dubois-Smith, Kane Vasquez, Todd Rigsby, and Corey Menner run out the defense, in the secondary. And that run going nowhere, getting to the backfield in a hurry and getting there for a stop is one of the secondary of that's Dubois-Smith, and it's 3rd and 1.
And they use Dubois-Smith all over the field. You're going to see him subbed in at linebacker, strong safety, free safety, even some plays at corner. This guy is a dangerous weapon for this Pittsburgh defense.
Team leader in tackles as Gaines gets the call here on 3rd and short. He'll pick it up quite easily. Monzuma again, another tackle, but not enough to stop the drive.
No matter how strong the defense is, when you've got a runner with that much momentum on your side, it's hard to bring them down. Excellent use of, again, mixing that ground and air attack by Baltimore.
6-man rush. Wigmore looking left side. That's picked off! Step for step! And back the other way! All the way past midfield! Jeremy Menefield picks off Wigmore, and Pittsburgh is in plus territory!
Reads that play like a dime store romance novel. The route was absolutely covered by Menefield here, stepping in front of it, and with a huge return, that's what the Pittsburgh defense was looking for to start this game.
Second pick of the season, 5th of his career. 25th of his career, mind you. And now here come the Riverhawks. Of course, the big storylines are with Baltimore, but for Pittsburgh, a win could see them clinch their highest spot in the postseason in their young franchise history with a second-place finish going into the postseason in a first-round bye. That pass over to the right side from Ace Fennick to Ziggy Hronek is hauled in for 8 yards. And let's meet the rest of the Riverhawk offense. Mike Churchill, BB Belitz, Keith Wheeler are the halfbacks with Deuce Fennick, Ziggy Hronek, and Doug Britton at wideout. Ben Harrison and Levy Lease are the tight ends. And on the line, it's Rachel Menner, Bruce White, Landon Stone, and Taylor Menner. There's a run on second and short, but Belitz is taken down from behind, a loss of 2.
Just absolutely incredible play design by this Baltimore defensive coordinator, with the second-level defenders getting right in at the halfback there.
3rd and 4 here for Pittsburgh. Fullback in motion, that's Wheeler. Blitz coming, 7-man rush, open is Hronek, but he hits off his backside, literally, and it falls to the turf incomplete. Pittsburgh can't turn the early turnover into points.
The curl route that never curled. Hronek makes the nice stop at 10 yards, but doesn't cut back the other way to make this reception, and the ball just boinks off the backside.
Ida Lee is the punter for Pittsburgh, and she will stand at roughly her own 45-yard line and try and angle this one here to the near side. No fair catch call. It's going to bounce for Pittsburgh. Down toward the 2-yard line. Excellent punt from Lee, and Baltimore is pinned deep.
And the excellent play by the gunner here on the Pittsburgh defense. I think that's Dubois Smith again, being utilized as that utility man all over the field. Pittsburgh now pinning this Baltimore offense deep in their own territory.
Pittsburgh's been sending some pressure early this game. You wonder, with no backfield, you wonder if Wigmore is going to have to keep one of these tight ends in to help block a potential rush here. Wigmore from the painted turf over the left-hand side. That is caught. Irvin gets the better of his opposite number this time for 9 yards.
And you don't always see passing formations this deep at your own end zone, but that's how Baltimore plays. They go through the air, and they do that early.
Warren Murray checks in at halfback here on an offset eye. Heavy look here from the Vultures. They will go fullback. Gaines through the middle, up to past the 15-yard line, maybe down to the 16. There is an injury on the play. It is one of the linemen for Baltimore. That's Alden Bleeker, the 9-season veteran.
And that's something that you hate to see if you're Baltimore. Even though they rely mostly on that air game, you need to have a strong ground game, and those interior linemen are the bread and butter of that game. We're going to need to see how Gaines and Murray open up their interior lanes now without the help of that guard.
That'll hurt the left guard spot as Wigmore motions for Murray to slot in behind him. Blitz coming here from Pittsburgh. Past the middle is deflected at the line. Incomplete. Credit Monzuma with the deflection. 2nd down.
Great hands by Dimitri there, stepping in from the outside line position into a sort of midfield coverage. Gets both hands up and swats down what could have been an easy 1st down for Baltimore.
Look at all the DBs toward the far hash. Now shadowing the tailback, who now slots in at the 11-yard line. Another blitz coming. Wigmore having to get back up into the pocket. Pass over the middle is incomplete. About 5 yards. Too deep down the field for Chima.
Incredible pressure by this Pittsburgh front 7, mixing their coverage and their blitz schemes, keeping Wigmore on his toes, and while he has the time to make the throw, just overthrows it by 5 yards.
Third and 10 here for Baltimore. Just a 3-man rush this time. Wigmore looking middle and somehow finding Chima over the middle to move the chains.
just incredible awareness by Chima to find the ball around all of those Hog defenders and to come down, just strong hands, strong eyes, incredible work by the Baltimore wide receiver.
Four-three look now here from Pittsburgh. Showing man. Wigmore looking across the middle. That is caught by the tailback, Murray to the logo.
And that's Murray's second target of the night. First one he's come down with, and they're going to need that out of him. Baltimore loves to pass, and they need to get everyone involved, including these halfbacks, to really make this engine run.
Wigmore now 6 of 9 here through the early stages, closing in on 75 passing yards here in the first quarter. Another pass. Wigmore open is Chima. Down the hash marks inside the 40 of Pittsburgh. And when this offensive attack, John, gets going, it is a difficult one to stop.
Tyler, you said it, and they are making absolutely no mistakes about it. Baltimore's coming out in that empty set time and time again. They're saying, we are going to go to the air, and you've got to stop it. It's up to Pittsburgh now to figure out how to get a pass coverage scheme that works against Wigmore's attack.
And that cover 2 obviously showing a hole behind the front 5 defenders. And now Wigmore here at the brand new set of downs, looking for something over the middle perhaps. Yes, that's the tight end Matson struggling off one, but Manzuma's there at the 30 to get the stop after a 9-yard pickup.
And that's a high pass, but Matson makes the smart play to not jump for it. Instead reaches his arms up and brings the ball down in a very secure and safe fashion, is able to shed off that tackle and push down for a 9-yard gain.
Heavy look here on 2nd and short. We've seen a couple fullback dives out of this formation already here tonight. We'll see a fullback pitch. Leroy left side, that's a first down. Dubois Smith in on the tackle, but it's again not enough, and it keeps humming, this Baltimore offensive machine.
And Gaines is one of the best fullback runners in the league. A lot of teams are using them as lead blockers and guys throwing down defenders out front. Gaines gets yards out of that position.
10th play of the drive coming up here for the Vultures. Blitz coming from off the edge. Wigmore has to get rid of it quickly, and it's deflected, looking for Irvin, incomplete. Heck of a play on the outside by Menafield, who had the pick earlier.
The fact that Wigmore's throwing to Menafield's side at all is dangerous pickings at this point. Menafield's already had that interception with a huge return and has just been blanketing every receiver that he's covered tonight.
Irvin, who has worked almost exclusively here tonight on the left-hand side, now goes slot to the right. Wigmore middle, off the helmet of an offender or offensive player, couldn't quite tell, but it won't matter. The Riverhogs will take it. They force a 3rd down.
Going for Mac Chima again there in that tight coverage over the middle of the field. And where he made that catch earlier, it's still a high-risk play at any point throwing to that many defenders.
Baltimore is 2 of 2 tonight on 3rd down, looking to convert number 3. 4-man rush. Wigmore hit as he throws, finds Chima to the 12-yard line. No matter the pressure, no matter the cost, Wigmore will find his man.
I guess that's the magic formula. Throw it to Chima for an incompletion, throw it to Chima for a huge reception. It's worked a couple of times already here, and that is why Wigmore has so much faith in all his receivers. Not just Irvin, who's having one of the best seasons ever, but Chima and all of the tight ends as well have an incredible rapport with this quarterback.
Wigmore stepping the pocket, looking middle, and it's deflected away. Guess who? Menafield on Irvin. We're going to see this combo all night, and it's another victory at the moment for Menafield.
And if it gets past Menafield, it's still a tight window before the back of the end zone for Irvin. That is a great pass, but just not quite there on target.
This is really turning into one of those dynamite one-on-one matchups. Wide receiver versus DB. Who's got the better of it? Deflected this time. Incomplete Monzuma.
And that's Monzuma's second pass deflection of the game, as well as a couple of tackles and assisted tackles. Looks like Dimitri Monzuma is going to be taking over the middle of this field for the Pittsburgh defense tonight.
3rd and 10 here for Baltimore, when the situation might call for a spread empty backfield look. They do put a tailback in the backfield to help block. Wigmore checking it down. It's incomplete at the very last grasp. Tom Krieg ducks it away, and Baltimore will have to settle for 3.
And that was just incredible coverage by Krieg, coming over from the hash marks and making that tackle so it's not a reception. Now Iron Leg's got to come out here for the 28-yard attempt for our first score of the game.
17 of 18 on the season, making 18 of 19. With that field goal, that culminates the 16-play, 4-minute drive, and Baltimore has their first lead of the game.
It's a long drive, and it's only 3 points, but it's still the first points of tonight's game, and Baltimore has shown that they can work on both sides of the field. Their defense has been clicking. Their offense has been able to drive down the field. Even though they couldn't close down for the touchdown on that one, it's still a drive you've got to be happy with if you're a Baltimore fan.
And here comes the return on the kickoff. It's a decent one from Doug Britton up to the 31-yard line, and that is where the Riverhogs will take over. First drive after a turnover, they were able to maybe only muster 6 yards, and that was on the other side of midfield. That just shows you the type of talent that Baltimore has on defense and what Pittsburgh is going to have to combat tonight, despite the 5-6 record.
This Baltimore defense is star-studded, to say the least, and you are having to contend with strong defenders both in the front, in the mid, and in the backfield here when you play this Baltimore team. Don't let the 5-6 record fool you. This is still a staunch team to be playing.
Or the fact that they're missing 3 of their starters due to the inactivity. Heavy blitz coming, down goes Fennick! Down goes Fennick! Jeff Melanishin saying hello for the first time tonight.
Huge tackle. That is number 100 for Melanishin on the season, and what a way to make your first impact on this game.
Lots of playoff implications coming into this one. Baltimore with a win become the 12 seed. The Toros looking to sneak into the playoffs with a Pittsburgh win, so they're rooting for the Riverhogs. As this pass right side nearly intercepted. How many times do we see that happen? It's the backup coming in for Ben Stackenpaper, who's inactive. That's Kevin Garrett.
And if you are a Vultures coach, you are wiping the sweat off your brow. Attacking a non-con player like that is exactly what a quarterback wants to be doing. Great play by that backup corner.
4 wide receivers here for Pittsburgh. On 3rd and very long. Rollout, trying to get rid of it quickly. It is incomplete. Fennick trying to hit. Fennick, ace to deuce, not connecting this time. And they go from 6 total offensive yards to just 1, and they'll punt.
Alvin Mack was about to feast on that play. Fennick was almost destroyed by the blitzing outside linebacker there. Got it out just in time, but not on target to the receiver.
And the return going for little yardage there from Ivory Irvin, and that is where Baltimore will retake the field here on offense. 2 drives, 1 interception, 1 field goal. They themselves are having some difficulty moving the football, with great consistency this season, hence the record of 5-6. But Pittsburgh, the new kids on the block, they've been able to run away with this, with a good chunk of this division. But we'll see whether or not they can continue to keep Baltimore close. 5-man rush, pass right side, Irvin on Menafield. And it's Irvin who gets 3 this time as he came back for the football.
And that's why Pittsburgh had the season that they're having. It's plays like that. League's top quarterback going to the league's top receiver. but where most other teams might be giving up 10, 15 yards, Pittsburgh's there on the tackle as soon as the catch is made, only a 3-yard gain instead.
Pitch gets held back. This near side, one tackle gone, but Murray can't break the second one. And it's Monzuma who is having himself a banner day early on in this first quarter.
Team tackling is the key in this league. Most of the time when a defender's hitting a runner or a receiver with the ball one-on-one, it's not too hard to spin it off. You need to have a group there, and Monzuma shows why. Great tackling by the whole Pittsburgh defense.
3rd and 6 under the final minute of the first quarter. Wigmore pumping once, and he is steamrolled down for a sack. Brian Craven, the coach, and he'll put the Baltimore punting unit on the field.
And that's what you love to see out of your coaching staff. You know the players in the locker room respect him because Craven can show up and bring down any quarterback in this league.
So for the first time tonight, we'll see Tommy Powers out to punt this one away here for the Vultures. It's a pretty decent punt as it is, starting to return now at the 23-yard line. Britton cutting back inside, shoulder a man up to the 37-yard line as time expires here in the first quarter. It's a tight one. 3-0 Baltimore over Pittsburgh in this divisional clash. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Aerial coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com, the site of the most recent SFL convention. Some good drone shots there from Mike Dags. And we are set to begin the second quarter. I'm Tyler Falk. He's John Campbell. Ron Haynes and Justin Reside are on the stats truck, and SFL Commissioner Kevin Irvine is back at VFN Studios. And we are the only game going on right now here on VFN, so appreciate all of you stopping by for the penultimate game of the regular season. Of course, we've got the Monday Night Spectacular tomorrow night as well. We kick to close out the regular season. This pass, near side, caught Hronek in tight coverage, a gain of 9.
Ball getting just past the attacking Baltimore corner there, almost swatted down, but instead Hronek is able to make up for the earlier booty bounce and makes a great 9-yard grab.
Our formation here, they try and run up the middle, but Baltimore swarms to the football. Alvin Mack with the takedown.
Alvin Mack is hungry for the line of scrimmage tonight, almost getting off that huge sack earlier in the game. Now with the tackle for the loss, you've got to watch out for number 56 on the Baltimore defense.
Seeing a lot of 7, 8-man blitzes, trying to counter the run, but the run this time is good from Mike Churchill, who picks up the first down of the game for Pittsburgh.
And that is saying something, holding this electric offense to just a total of 9 yards and just their first down in the game now, up to 12 yards. Great work so far by the Vultures D.
Offset eye here behind Fennick. He looks over the middle, that is caught. And that's a gain of 11 to Harrison.
Getting that motor turning. If you let the Hogs build momentum, it's going to be harder and harder for the Vultures to stop. This is what happens with Pittsburgh. Once they start moving down the field a little bit, getting that ball out to Hronek and Britton and Harrison, it's going to just keep coming.
29th reception for the tight end. They try and run up the middle here with Churchill. He slaloms through a few defenders for a gain of 4. And you mentioned this electric offense here, partner. It's definitely been the running game that has propelled them. 124 on average. That's 6th best in the league.
And they need to get the running game going, to get the pass attack going. But look at this Baltimore defense, again, stacking up this box hard. They have prepared for Churchill, Ballas, and Wheeler, and are showing just incredible attacking aggression time and time again.
Nowhere to go there on that time for blitz. Robert Brady into the tackle, and it's another third down upcoming here for the Riverhogs. Dime look out of Baltimore to combat this 4 wide receiver set. Baltimore sent 5. Fennec left side, that's Horonic at the 20-yard line, beating the man coverage and picking up the first down.
Pittsburgh forced into a passing down at 3rd and 7, but they don't just go for 7, they go deep. Huge catch by Horonic, his longest of the night so far, getting them to just the doorstep of the red zone.
Riverhogs definitely now in scoring territory, with an opportunity to at least tie up this game. Another blitz coming. Fennec pumping once, but down he goes again. Nate Brown sizzling up some sausages there in the backfield, and it's another loss for Pittsburgh.
Ooh, the pump fake just takes too much time from Fennec, and he can't make the second read. Gets destroyed by downtown Nate Brown.
2nd and 17 after the loss of 7 on the sack. Fennec sends Horonic in motion to the far side. Play action, Fennec. Dime down the middle, it's caught! Ace to deuce connection! Pittsburgh on the board, and they take the lead!
Woo, that's what they call a 1-2 punch. Ace reads the pocket, makes that defense miss with a beautiful play action. Deuce forces away from the outside of the field into the middle of the field. Incredible one-handed grab, shrugs off the tackle, and gets 6 for Pittsburgh.
A beautiful grab to get them the touchdown, first one of the game. And what a response after being held to a single yard in the first quarter. They marched down the field in their first drive of the second quarter to come away with 7 points on a 9-play, 3-minute, 40-second drive. And Pittsburgh now leads 7-3.
That was incredible work by Pittsburgh to come back after giving up the field goal earlier. They've found a way to get this offense working a little bit, to beat that aggressive Baltimore front 7. The question is, can they sustain that attack, or is Baltimore going to adjust on their next drive?
And the return from Shima gets up to the 25-yard line. Now time for Baltimore to, well, they've got to refigure something out, because right now Pittsburgh has been making these adjustments on the sideline, at the grease board, trying to figure out the Baltimore attack, which had for a large part of the first quarter been able to march down the field with relative ease. But that last drive, they had to punt. Now what do they come up with here, coming out of the huddle on first down? Wigmore will look to throw, looking middle, that is Metafield, step for step again with Irvin.
And that is, you talked about it earlier, Tyler, the battle of the night. This is going to be the story that we are talking about until the final whistle. It is Menafield on Irvin. This battle has been extraordinary to watch.
Baltimore trying to keep Pittsburgh from the division title. Pittsburgh looking for their first division title in franchise history. Pass over the middle, caught. And it's Matson, the tight end, and he'll get him to just a yard shy of the line to gain.
And Baltimore is coming out again in full open offensive look. Now they're coming into the eye, doing it backwards, but it's been working for them. They are going open, and then eye on third down.
Creeping to the middle, expecting something up the middle, except they go. Murray tries to go around the outside, but no today. Pittsburgh's all over that one, and Baltimore will punt again.
And that's the other safety, Kane Vasquez, coming down to make the tackle for a loss there. Just great work by Pittsburgh to read Baltimore's intentions, know that they were going to go not just for a run, but for that sneaky little outside toss and blowing that play up.
Fair catch called for by Doug Britton. And I'll say it again, like this video. I say it again and then again, like this video. Please support our hardworking crew by smashing the like button, subscribing and commenting on this video. It really helps the channel out. Turn notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thanks for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the SFL. This is the final home game for Baltimore, maybe the final game in franchise history for Baltimore, and maybe Pittsburgh picking up the division title. Why wouldn't you want to like this video? Passenger side, that's caught Horonic with the tippy toes on the sideline. They'll mark him just a yard shy.
I mean, the Pittsburgh offensive line must have fallen asleep on that play. Brady, Walker, and Brown were all right in Fenwick's face, but he had the composure and wherewithal to get the ball to his outside receiver, who was perfectly in place for that 9.5-yard gain.
Fenwick doesn't like what he sees out of the Baltimore defense, changing up the play. It's a run up the middle, and they will pick up the first down. Some couple yards in a cloud of dust. Old school football, but the Riverhogs, they bear their tusks and charge forward.
Even with the strong Vultures D, Churchill knows how to get it done. And this is how Pittsburgh needs to get this game and momentum solidly on their side. Once Churchill is taken over the backfield, you'll know Pittsburgh has got this game unlocked.
Blitz, who has had a horrid time of running the football today, picks up his first positive yards of the game. He's still in the negatives when it comes to his total yard count, though.
Averaging negative third of a yard a play. He needs to find a way to get something going. Again, they go back to that split back formation, though.
Go with the primary tailback, Churchill, who goes left side for a couple more yards, bringing up third and medium.
And maybe it's time to take a page out of Baltimore's book and get the fullback involved. So far tonight, the best runner on either side of the field has been Gaines, averaging almost 5 yards a carry, whereas Pittsburgh, who's known for their running, have both been slow to start tonight.
Rollout pass is nearly intercepted by Melanishin, and that will force a crucial punt here from Pittsburgh.
Great outside coverage. Again, forcing Pittsburgh into sort of a passing down is letting the Baltimore backfield, even with the subs they have in, know what to expect.
Lee on a punt, second punt of the game for her. She had a brilliant one that was touchdown at the 3-yard line last time. This one able to be returned, though, by Irvin, who gets it up to the 25-yard line. So, what do you do now if you're Pittsburgh here, John? You've got one of the best offenses in the game, but right now you're being stymied. Do you change something up, or do you just keep trying to run your own style of offense here?
I think you need to go with what's been working so far tonight, and that's lining up not in this empty set that we've seen them go back to time and time again, but get your running backs on the field and get T-Roy Gaines the ball. He has been the star standout every time he's touched it so far.
Pass Irvin beats Melanishin. Not Melanishin, but Menafield to the inside. He picks up 9.
Well, and that time, Irving's able to get off Melanishin and force Monzuma into the coverage. And doesn't matter how good Monzuma is, when you're going against the best wide receiver as a linebacker, that's a tough matchup.
High formation, we've seen fullback toss and dive. We've seen halfback toss and dive. It's been a halfback, and it's Murray who gets the first down, just barely getting across the plane.
Oh, they're giving it to him, but we might see a red flag out of Pittsburgh here.
Does not appear it is. It looks like Pittsburgh going to keep the red hanky in their back pocket for now. 1st and 10 from their own 36. And Wigmore going to tuck it and run to the right side, sliding down to avoid contact for 5 yards.
Ooh, he looked a little indecisive there. Wasn't sure if he was going to pump fake it, try to extend the play and break the pocket, or push forward. Eventually makes the decision, and I think it's the right one to get these yards and slide down at 5.
9 defenders in the box to try and counter this heavy look. Fullback dive up the middle. Gaines, stiff arm, gets him the first down.
Oh, they're saying it's not. It's 3rd and inches that time. A little inconsistency here. What definitely looked like a first down earlier, they're saying was not, as we hit that 2-minute warning.
2 to go in the first half. Pittsburgh 7, Baltimore 3. If you were coming in to expect an old-fashioned slobber knocker, hard-nosed football game, you've come to the right place. This is the SFL on VFN. Just a yard to go here on third down here for Baltimore. Toss to the fullback, gains. He's met in the backfield, but keeps the legs turning and picks up the first down.
Strong running by T. Roy, just lowering the helmet, hitting the defender in the gut with the shoulder pads, and forcing himself forward for that little gain in the first down.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and they'll have Murray up in the slot near side. Wigmore to throw, pressure coming, pass is caught! Irvin in front of Menafield, just barely gets his mitts on the ball.
Oh, and that's how you become the league's top receiver. Being able to get that ball with all of those white jerseys around you and make sure you hit the turf with it firmly in your grasp, that is some veteran catching right there.
I will say Pittsburgh's done a great job of not allowing too many yards after the catch. Irvin caught, but stopped immediately again. It's a first down for Baltimore, but where Irvin is most dangerous is if he can get into space and run. And Pittsburgh's doing a really good job of slowing him down.
And you said it, Menafield once again right there on the tackle as soon as Irvin get the ball. It's a great reception, but Menafield makes the great tackle to follow.
Wigmore in the gun. Tailback off, sidecar to his left. Wigmore right side, caught! Chima one-handed, first down. And a timeout call by the Vultures.
Great catching and great route running by the receivers, Chima and Irvin, on both sides of the field here. They're not able to get out of bounds, so Baltimore's having to burn these timeouts, but they are firmly in scoring position now.
Trips to Wigmore's right. Monzuma trying to get off the edge here. Wigmore looking for a wide receiver. Was Chima, and it's incomplete. Heavy hit as the ball was coming. Knocks the ball free. That's Dubois.
That's the rookie Dubois Smith, the strong safety, who shows why Pittsburgh went after him this offseason. Just incredible work by the rookie safety.
2nd and 10, 56 seconds to go here in the half. Wigmore scanning, looking for Irvin, incomplete. Menafield with excellent coverage.
This battle has been exceptional, and so far Menafield has been getting the better of it. This first half has been to Menafield for sure.
And you wouldn't look at it because he's got 7 catches on 12 targets and already closed in on 100 yards, but Menafield just is not letting him escape. 3rd and 10. Chima now down to the near side. They're at the 16-yard line. All we've seen out of Wigmore here on this drive is looking for the end zone. Wigmore right side on a stop route, incomplete. They're going to have to settle for a field goal and only come down to just a point separate him, pending a good field goal.
And that's Ness Genkel with the tackle there. She made an excellent read, dropped back a little bit in case the pass route was going to go to the end zone, saw the pass coming to the short side instead, and she came in with authority to make the hit to make sure that pass was incomplete.
2 of 2 on the night for Otis Boudreau. It is now a 7-6 ball game. Pittsburgh still leads, and they'll have potentially one more drive here at the end of the half.
Another long drive for Baltimore, where they're able to get down the field and able to make some noise, but not quite hit the black paint at the end of the field. The kicks are good, the points are good, but they need to find a way to get 6 at a drive at some point in this game.
Ritten's going to take it out of his own end zone. Looking for a few blocks on the left side. Gets caught up behind one of them, which will blunt the return. It's a good return, however, up to the 27-yard line from where he started.
Great kick from Iron Leg, and I was sort of questioning Britton's judgment here coming out with it, but he saw a lane that he liked, and now I like it too. That was a great return by the Pittsburgh returner.
Riverhogs with all 3 timeouts. They can choose to run this last couple second drive in a number of ways. They do get the ball to start the second half. Looks like they're going to be going aggressive pass middle, incomplete.
The defense there for Baltimore looked like they were coming out and ready for another run stop, but the middle of the field was so clogged up with the defenders that they were able to make that pass hit the ground one way or another.
Riverhogs looking to be aggressive again here on 2nd and 10. A floater near side, that's caught by Britton, coming back to the football. He escapes one, looking down the sideline, knocked out of bounds near his own 45-yard line, and they will have to call a timeout.
Ooh, turning nothing into something. That was not the route that Britton was drawn up to run, but he comes back, makes a catch, and then turns up the field for a great gain.
Offset, single back, here a brand new set of downs. Fennec has time, left side, that's caught on the run. Britton inside the 30-yard line, and he steps out of bounds to stop the clock at 24 seconds.
Britton again. This is his drive right here, between the kick return and now back-to-back great catches. Number 84 for Pittsburgh is making the end of this half his.
Elijah Warfield just getting caught out of position there. Might have been Ben Stacking Paper on him, and Stacking Paper been able to play in this game. However, you got to work with what you have. Go for the 28-yard line of Baltimore. Come the Riverhogs. 4-man rush pass left right side. That's caught inside the 5. Ace to deuce again. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh calling that timeout. 1 to go now, and they have their entire goal line playbook to go. They could toss it here. They could do a quick little drag route pass. They have everything, every option available to them.
1st and goal from just inside the 3. Fennec looking left side, nearly picked up by Warfield.
That was blanketing coverage. Warfield was step for step on the receiver. Would have been a touchdown on nearly any other defense, but Warfield showed his strength and brains there.
Now to the power game. 2nd and goal. They'll try a pitch left side. Good blocking. Touchdown, Riverhogs. Churchill to the outside. And it's a 2-score lead now for Pittsburgh.
Churchill gets the toss and makes the read. He starts coming inside, follows the block, jumps to the outside, and that is what the Pittsburgh staff and fans love to see. Getting that second score with only 10 seconds to go, icing on the cake of what was a strong first half.
Potential 2-score lead pending this extra point. Snap spot kick is up from Boudreau. It is good. 14-6 your score line here from SGO with just seconds to go, left to go in this first half. And as it stands, Baltimore out, Fort Worth in the postseason. The kick is on its way. Here comes the return from Chima. Always in. He lost the ball! He lost the ball! And they still recover with 5 seconds. Reyes there with the wherewithal to find the football.
Ooh, heads up play by Reyes. A little bit of too much fancy footwork by Chima there, spinning and juking when he should have been focused on getting downfield. Instead, the ball gets down on the field.
Could have really turned into a true 2-score lead. Is a sigh of relief from Wigmore and company. One more play, one more last gas through the air here for Wigmore in the first half. Right side, that is incomplete. Knocked down by Vasquez, and that'll take us into half with the Riverhogs leading this one 14-6 in the final weekend of season 25. John, for Baltimore, we have seen a tremendous game played by 2 individuals, and it's really been the tale of the tape here tonight. Ivory Irvin versus Jeremy Menafield.
And it has been one of those battles that you love to see. This is the kind of thing that legends are made of on both sides of the ball. These kind of game by Menafield is how you get a name like the Island, the Block, the Glacier, whatever it is. These are the things that legends are made of. And on the other side of the ball, Irvin is trying to single-handedly drag Baltimore into more games for the season. He says, I am not done yet. I want to keep playing. I want to keep repping the Vultures, and he is here to play. The question is, what's going to happen in the locker room at halftime? Is Baltimore going to come out with the energy to match what Irvin's brought, or is Pittsburgh going to continue the motor running that they've got from the first half?
And we welcome you back to Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The final home game in the Baltimore Vulture franchise history. It's against a division rival. It's to prevent the Pittsburgh Riverhogs from winning the division and taking second place in the postseason order. And we're underway here for the second half. Here comes Britton to the near side, looking for the corner, turning upfield and stepping out of bounds at his own 39-yard line. That is where the Riverhogs will start their opening possession of the second half.
Another strong return for Britton. He's been doing the yeoman's work on the field there for special teams, and he's got the Riverhogs again starting a drive with fantastic field position.
And what a difference a quarter makes. One total offensive yard in the first quarter for Pittsburgh, 151 total offensive yards for the Riverhogs in the second quarter. What tale does this second half spin for us here tonight? Is it more Pittsburgh continuing to find their footing, or does Baltimore clamp down on the Riverhogs running in their turf? Run up the middle from Blitz. There goes Blitz past zero. He's back into the positives.
He can play Final Jeopardy now if he keeps going at this rate. But Baltimore has come ready to feast on these runners. Pittsburgh needs to find a way to mix it up. Maybe it's a draw, maybe it's working the outside zones a little bit, but Baltimore has been eating these halfbacks.
I'll take running offense for 200, Alex. Thank you. Ren right side, meanwhile, for Churchill. That's a gain of a couple. That brings up third and short.
Churchill now still shy of that 3-yard average that you really want to see out of your running backs. As long as the Knights only for 17 yards on 7 attempts, that's not quite what you need out of your lead back, especially for a run-heavy team like you were saying Pittsburgh has been all season.
There's the fullback dive we were clamoring for, and it's good enough for the first down from Wheeler.
Maybe that's what it is. SGO is just fullback stadium. Oh, but here's the red flag.
And Paternini not happy with that one. We will go under the hood, our first challenge of the game. And it's going to be a close one.
Wheeler's first carry of the game going under the microscope.
Not really a good angle here. Let's see if we can get a better one. There's the football. And I think Baltimore has a shout. Maybe just a half a ball length shy. Here's the official call. And it is indeed overturned. It will be 4th and inches for Pittsburgh. A brilliant call on the field.
That was a tight one either way, and I wasn't sure if they were going to say it was enough to overturn. Now the question is, what does Pittsburgh do with 4th and inches right at midfield?
It does look like they're going to play it safe, ahead by 8. Lee's had a couple of good punts already in this game, looking for another one. This one going to be returned here for a minimal gain from Irvin. Stopped at his own 14-yard line. Baltimore's pinned back deep again.
And it's going to be tough for Baltimore to get down the field if they keep doing the same thing, right? They've had a number of long drives that's eaten time off the clock only to come away with 3 points. They need to find a way to get down the field faster and get 6 on the board.
There's the matchup in question. Top of your screen, Irvin and Menafield. We'll see what happens here. He gets bumped off the line. Pass near side, looking for Chima, meanwhile, is incomplete. And that's what happens when your top receiver's taken away. Who can you find? And that time, Wigmore couldn't find his man.
Well, make no mistakes about it. Just because Menafield is the #1 corner locking down on Irvin, Tom Krieg is no joke. This is a strong corner in his own right, and it's going to be hard for Chima to find open looks on him.
Corner shuffling to the inside, trying to get that insider leverage, trying to prevent any slants and in routes. Wigmore looking over the middle, that's caught! Warren Murray, first down Baltimore.
Oh, and that's why he's the quarterback and I'm not. I saw a nice little drag route, easy pickings with a tight end there, but nope, the mid-in was a fantastic look, found that hole between the defenders, gets a first down, and a little bit of breathing room now.
Good little levels concept. If your guys are a little bit faster, have a bit better route running than coverage, you're really able to exploit that defensive scheme. Pass middle, Matson for another 9-yard gain. That's been his MO tonight. Tight end in routes, picking up 8 to 9 yards.
There it is again, and when those mid concepts are working for you, they're working for you. And now at 2nd and 1, we're again seeing the vultures come out in these eye looks. Don't be surprised if we see gains for his 7th carry of the night.
Pitch for Warren, trying to find a way forward, and he does to pick up the first. Man, he looked like he was bottled up, but just one last gasp of effort gets the job done.
Would not give up, leaned on his offensive line to stay upright, found the holes, and got forward for the much-needed first down.
Wigmore with a blitz coming, looking left-hand side. Irvin couldn't catch it. Had to twist and turn back to the football to try and grab it, but couldn't do it.
Had it in his sights and in his hands, but had a bit too much faith in his own abilities, was trying to come down and start running the ball before really bringing it in all the way. And honestly, with the bounce that high, they're lucky it wasn't a pick.
Now he goes below 50% reception percentage, targeted 15 times tonight, only bringing in 7. Wigmore rolling, now looking for a man. He's got on at the 35-yard line to narrow.
And that's what they're going to need. They're going to need Dinero to step up, and they're going to need Matson to step up. Irvin and Chima are going to be fighting these tough Pittsburgh corners all night. They need that third-level receiver, that Z spot, or the tight end coming in out of the middle of the field to make a difference in the air game.
1st and 10. Wigmore, who's been under center for pretty much the entire game, now goes into the gun all by himself. Blitz coming from the River Hogs. It's Matson with a catch, out of a tackle, looking left-hand side and gets blasted, but not before he picked up the first down.
That's 5 targets for Matson, 5 receptions for Matson. He is on the money today, shaking off those linebackers in the middle of the field and coming down with huge grabs.
You see it there. We're seeing Pittsburgh use a lot of man here tonight to try and keep up with Ivory Irvin, but it's the tight ends that you have to worry about for Baltimore. We've seen, as you mentioned, Matson have his way. Jackson Roberts yet to make a dent here on the score sheet, but it's only coming time. Pass is picked, midfield on Irvin! What a grab! Pittsburgh stopped the drive in its tracks.
Oh, we were looking at these incredible one-handed acrobatic catches out of receivers on both sides before. Metafield says, it's my time. Look at this one-handed extension, like the logo on the sneaker. Metafield just reaches out, snags that ball. Incredible play by the corner.
Metafield 2, Irvin nothing is the scoreline today, and it's been a crucial scoreline, and it sees Pittsburgh here on 1st down, run for 6. It keeps them in the lead.
Churchill churning the legs, and this is what Pittsburgh was looking for before. They need to get this ground game started early, set the tempo, and find a way to sort of break this front 7 of Baltimore that's been having a great game to this point.
Pittsburgh will run near side with Blitz. He shoulders a man through one and keeps churning the legs up to around the 27-yard line. longest run of the game here from Blitz, and it couldn't come at a moment too soon.
Could barely break out of the negatives in the first half and now has the longest run of the game for any of the Pittsburgh running backs. Maybe that's the Kickstarter that Blitz is going to need to get that triple B engine moving.
Two tight ends right for Ace Fennick. So back in the backfield, he will roll in the direction of those tight ends. Flip out right side, that is caught on the sideline. Shoulder down, keeps going, and wow, Ben Harrison. Wow, looking like a couple of big name tight ends, maybe looking like a little mini Gronk out there.
Whoa, that was some strong play on that 24-yard reception. Just shedding off the hit, wanted to keep going for more, had a strong stiff arm there, but just got forced out of bounds. But that is a force to be reckoned with if they start finding him in the middle of the field or on the side of the field more often.
And how poetic is that? Sending people in the shallow realm, much to the chagrin of the tailback, who is known for that in Warren Murray for Baltimore. Brand new set of downs from just inside Baltimore territory, and that one's deflected away by Melanishin.
Melanishin trying to jump out, make his own one-handed grab there, but you are an outside linebacker, my man, not a cornerback. No one ever thought you were a wide receiver. If you're going to go for the pick, go for two hands.
Split backfield, 2nd and 10 now after the incomplete pass. Trying to run with Churchill. He shimmied his way right into the waiting arms of Alvin Mack. It's a short gain, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
One of the few times we've seen Mack not blitzing on a play, and it's a great read on his part to just sort of sidestep, read what's going to be in front of him, gets his 5th tackle of the night.
First 3rd down attempt for Pittsburgh since early on in the 2nd quarter. That one is also deflected, intended for Hronek.
Melanishin again. But again, he's not going for a pick that time. He knows it's too high for him, but just gets that giant mid up in the air. Melanishin is making some great coverage plays opposite Mack, who's making the pressure plays.
4th down here for the Riverhogs, and Lee set to punt for the 4th time tonight. Another booming punt toward the near sideline. Irvin will attempt a return, but can't go anywhere. Taken down to the 13-yard line.
And we said earlier in the game that it was going to be an offensive sling fest tonight, but instead we are looking at still just a 14-6 game. The defenses have come out to play tonight, and the question is, who's going to be able to break it open first?
Well, we've definitely seen a lot of bending from Pittsburgh, especially on the last drive, getting closer and closer to the red zone before the Menafield interception. Wigmore to pass, middle, deflected, incomplete. You can sense maybe a little bit of desperation now creeping into the thoughts and minds of Baltimore.
And that's Doug Day with his 2nd pass deflection and defended of the day. Just great read on his part there, stepping outside and making sure that the ball's not going to get into that 3rd level of the defense.
Again, creeping to the inside. It's worked well for him tonight. Six-man rush, pass is caught. Irvin gets away from Menafield, but then is stopped quickly by Monzuma. It's 3rd and short.
One of the first off plays we've seen by Menafield in a while. He tries to make that tackle just a bit too soon and a little bit too weakly. Irvin's able to step out of it and get a nice gain.
Fullback dive, Gaines, that's a 1st down. There's a stiff arm, out of a couple tackles before Day comes from behind. T-Roy Gaines gets the 1st down.
Another huge run for the fullback. Stiff arms the way out of the 1st tackle, breaks the 2nd tackle, and it takes the 3rd man coming up from behind, and he's still able to get another 3 yards out of it when that tackle starts.
Wigmore, middle, deflected, Menefield and Monzuma in there in coverage. Credit Monzuma with the deflection. Another one tonight for Dimitri. That's his fourth.
The double M's are just cracking this game for the Pittsburgh defense. Monzuma and Menefield have had great plays in pass coverage all night.
14 total deflections already tonight for Pittsburgh, and that's a brilliant catch from the tailback Murray. First down.
Ooh, not a ton of rushing yards for Murray, but he's been lining up a lot as sort of a slot receiver, and you see why. He has got the hands to match any of the other pass catchers on the field.
Back to the line comes Baltimore. Again here to throw. Six-man rush, pass middle, that's caught Chima. Inside the Pittsburgh 45, down around the 42-yard line. And just when you need an extra spark to get the heat off of Irvin, you find Chima.
Well, and that brings him up to 4 out catches on 8 targets, an even 50%. But he's making some great catches. 15 yards a grab so far tonight. And like you said, he is pulling the heat off of Irving so that they're not just double covering him. He's having to make a one-on-one battle for Menefield.
That's Wigmore's 40th pass already of the night. Wigmore near side, that's Irvin, who finds a pocket of space. Menefield nowhere to be seen. He was on the other side of the field.
Able to fall forward for that first down. 41st pass now for Wigmore. And this is what he's been doing all season. He's leading the league in completions and attempts. Unfortunately, it's that completion percentage that he wants to see ticking a little bit higher.
First and 10 from the 31 now as this drive continues to go. Pass middle, looking for Irvin. Monzuma's there, incomplete.
Monzuma stepping back into coverage again, and they've really let Baltimore pass it as much as they want. They know the runs aren't going to be coming, so they're dropping they're dropping Craven, Monzuma, and Day back into coverage on nearly every play now.
That breaks a string of 3 consecutive completions for Wigmore. As he looks to throw again, looking middle, that is caught. Inside the 20, down to around the 15-yard line goes Warren Murray. Into the red zone goes Baltimore.
Again on Monzuma on coverage, and eventually you're going to get gassed out there. He's a big guy. He's not meant to be coming back and running across, covering these little halfbacks all night. And you're going to get catches like that eventually.
Now for the 14-yard line. This is where things have been dicey for Baltimore. An interception, a 3 and out. What does Wigmore have? He shrugs off one, looking for the end zone. It's picked again for the 3rd time tonight. And the first time tonight for Tom Craig.
That, again, one-on-one battles have been the story of the night. This time it's Krieg on Chima. Chima almost gets this catch through the defense hand, but Krieg pulls down the pick, says, not today. No score for Baltimore now, still with just 6 on 2 field goals.
So the River Hogs start this drive from their own 20-yard line. Be a pass, blitz coming, and down goes Fennec. Brown's 2nd sack of the game.
Great work in the middle of this Baltimore line, and this is where the strength for them has been. We've been singing the praises of Pittsburgh's backs. Well, the Vulture front 7, specifically the line, has just been making incredible pressure on Fennec all night.
Fennec now on 2nd down. That's caught by Britton over the middle. That'll get a few yards back. It'll be 3rd and 11 as we quickly close in on the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that was one of the linebackers there for Baltimore preventing a huge gain, because if Britton gets the ball and is able to get some space, he's going to turn that downfield for a massive downfield
my
gain.
goodness! Fennick didn't even know what was coming. Al Walker brilliantly reads the rollout in one of the most beautiful defensive plays you'll see anywhere this season.
Had the tackle spinning in place. That rollout goes absolutely nowhere. Al Walker says, not in my house, not in my third.
Talk about reading the play perfectly. Walker did that, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. For one more time here from SGO, get your fours up in chat. We're in for a wild ride to the end. Welcome back to Sports Gamers Online Stadium. We are glad you could join us here this Sunday evening. I'm Tyler Falk. He's John Campbell. Justin Reside, Ron Haynes have done an excellent job in stats, and Cameron Irvine, the commissioner, is back at VFN Studios, helping us all up behind the scenes in production. And we thank all of you for tuning in and watching the final home game for Baltimore in their franchise history, at least for this iteration. As Irvin gets the return, they're down by 8. We've seen plenty of comebacks from Baltimore over the seasons and years. We've seen them win championships. This is a fight to keep the franchise alive just another week longer.
This is the best field position that the Vultures have started with all night tonight. Let's see if they can turn it into that coveted score.
From their own 49-yard line. Wigmore is going to go back to throw, looking middle, incomplete. Maybe that third interception still weighing on his mind, may have been targeting Murray.
And Murray's the smallest one of the receivers that the Vultures are putting out there, coming in out of the halfback position. And it's hard to find him, especially in these tight coverage windows that the Hogs are putting out.
Wigmore alone in the gun. 5-man rush, flip out underneath is caught by Matson, who's taken down quickly by Welbach Boosie, and it's third down.
And if you're a Vultures fan, you're looking for Matson to go off in this quarter. Still 100% on his targets. They need to find him in the field anytime they can.
Pass middle, Irvin gets away, gets downfield. Ivory Irvin inside the 15, drawn down by his shoestrings at the 11-yard line. That's the first time tonight we have seen Irvin spring one loose.
Oh, and nearly went for 6 if it wasn't by the incredible pursuit by the Pittsburgh safety Dubois Smith here, forcing him out of bounds just shy of the 10-yard line.
First and 10, Irvin now over 100 yards receiving. And Baltimore looking to get the monkey off their back here for red zone trips. 2 interceptions and a field goal, all they have to show for it. Blitz coming, Wigmore near side, it's Menafield again, deflecting it away.
Almost overplays that route, and he has to jump backwards to make the defense. But Menafield is the one to do it, coming back, twisting his body with just an incredible pass defense there.
#21st target of the game for Ivory Irvin. He has 10 receptions. Second down, pass middle, Matson stiff arm, looking for the corner. He's out of another one. Benji Matson, touchdown!
Stays on his
within a 2-point conversion of tying this one.
And that's how you get that monkey off your back. Staying on your feet, stiff and arming that dude to the ground. Matson says, we need to make this work. Irvin finally gets open for a massive reception to get this drive going, and Matson closes it down with a huge touchdown for Baltimore. We are now 1 kick away from a 1-point game.
except they're going to try and go for two.
Going for two.
The score. Offset eye behind Wigmore. Defense is overloading the weak side. They try middle with Gaines, and T-Roy gets it somehow. We are tied.
T-Roy Gaines running with authority. Tie game here in Baltimore. How you like that?
I think that deserves a like if you haven't liked it, but here's the challenge from Corey Menner. This to keep a 2-point lead for Pittsburgh, or we go tied. One of the most crucial reviews we have seen this season in the SFL. Again, not the greatest angle. That's a huge hit by Doug Day over the middle. We're not going to get a second look at it.
After review, the player did not cross the plane. Pittsburgh.
And it's no good.
Ooh.
The 2-point conversion is no good. Pittsburgh still leads by 2.
Oh, and I'm a little surprised to see that. The ref saw something we didn't see on that angle, because they only took one look at it, took less than 10 seconds, and said, that's not over the line. Pittsburgh's got this game. 2 points to go as the Vultures kick off the ball now.
A great challenge from Corey Menner, and Pittsburgh still hold the lead, and they will take this kickoff down for a touchback, and they will start from their own 20-yard line. Don't forget, tomorrow night on Monday, Cameron Irvine and Charles Dougherty are back for the Monday Night Spectacular. This week, it's the final game of the 25th anniversary regular season. Vancouver meets Sin City in Las Vegas. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. The SFL lives right here on the Virtual Football Network. Fennec is still throwing, finding Hronek past his own 40-yard line. Big gain on first down.
And Towers is right there to make the tackle. Otherwise, Hronek has nobody in front of him, and that's going to go all the way down the field for 6. Great heads-up play by the Baltimore corner to prevent a huge swing of momentum.
Officially 21 yards for Hronek on that throw, as Blitz is going to get a couple more, maybe 3, indeed just 4 yards on the run there. And it's 2nd and 6.
We just got word from league office, confirmed the ref's view, a couple inches shy on Gaines' 2-point attempt there. That's the correct call on the review.
I formation, second down, they'll run with Churchill shuffling and making him miss and driving into Baltimore's area of the field for a first down.
Pittsburgh's got their run game going. We said that they needed to do it earlier, but they can't get too conservative with this clock. It's only a 2-point game, and if they chew off too much time but still give the ball back to Baltimore without scoring, it could cause disaster for them.
Pittsburgh with a 2-point lead. They're trying to get this ball going. Blitz for a gain. There's an injury down the field. It's on Baltimore. Another back-breaking interception. It's young Vaught. An already decimated secondary. And both Vaught and Bolt are out. No contracting safeties remain for Baltimore here in the 4th quarter.
Already riddled with inactives. The Vultures D was thin to begin with, and Pittsburgh's starting to get momentum really turning for them. It's going to be tough now to prevent this aerial assault if the Hogs choose to go that route.
One left side, Churchill past the 30, down to the 27, another first down.
But why pass the ball if you've got Churchill running downhill, swimming through the line there, getting up to the yards to gain, and then finding a nice little icing on top, putting a little cherry on the play, getting down all the way to the 28.
Split backfield. Here on first down from the 28, run. Middle, it's Blitz, and Blitz is bottled up quickly. Only a 3-yard gain. Baltimore trying to clamp down. Even a field goal does not knock Baltimore out of contention for this game.
we were giving Blitz a hard time earlier tonight, but he's turned it around here in the second half. Now up to 3 yards a carry. He's found a way to get his mark on this game and get Pittsburgh's offensive staff to trust him.
Quick stop route is caught. Harrison quickly turning around and finding the football, 3rd down and short. Fennec now officially over 200 yards. Big 3rd down upcoming here for the Riverhawks. Just need 2 yards. They'll go to Churchill. Churchill is denied. Just a yard short. Alvin Mackin on the tackle. And Pittsburgh have a decision to make.
And Mack was in there again with that whole gang of second-level Baltimore defenders. That linebacking core works as a unit, and they have been doing great work stopping the runners from hitting that deep part of the field.
Boudreau's field goal is up and good. 21 of 23 now in the season, and it's now a 5-point lead for Pittsburgh. And as things stand, throughout the many seasons that Baltimore has had, they've only allowed 15 losses at home throughout their entire franchise history. If the scoreline stays as it is, it would be the 16th and final home loss for Baltimore in franchise history, something they desperately do not want.
But holding Pittsburgh to 3 there is exactly what Baltimore needed to prevent that loss. It's now a 5-point game with over 5 minutes to go. Baltimore, just like they were coming into this week, control their own destiny here. They can take the time and control the clock that they want to end the game on their terms.
Mennefield and Irvin go slot top side of your screen. Blitz coming. Pass is incomplete off the shoulder pad.
I think he was looking for Irving there, and just a bit too much traffic in front. Ball comes off. I can't tell if it hit a helmet or that someone's back there. Bounces around. That's a dangerous play with the ball moving like that.
2nd and 10. Sheeman, the man in motion to the near side. Wigmore is going to be looking toward the near side of your picture as they come crossing the route. Wigmore, it's Irvin getting the better of Mennefield this time, and they get down the field to near their own 40.
Ooh, and that's one of the best plays we've seen all night by this home team offensive line. They gave Wigmore all the time that he needed to let Irving get that little bit of space and make a huge push down to the 40.
Still time in the moment for Baltimore to continue to run their offense. Six-man rush, pass is caught, and getting past the defense, and still going, Reggio Denaro! He's not been called on a whole lot tonight, but when he has, he makes an impact.
That's only his 5th target, but his 3rd catch, and boy howdy was it a big one. 30 yards down the field, shedding 2 tackles and getting that Baltimore offense all the way down to the 30-yard line. This is what you love to see.
Wigmore low to the gun, looking for a win and in. That would knock Fort Worth out of the playoffs. Pass middle, it's caught! Murray for 10.
They're saying that he caught it right at the line and was pushed back after the reception. Back-to-back first downs through the air for Baltimore.
It's another brilliant one-hand catch. He quickly brought that ball in, too, to secure the catch. And now it's 1st and 10. Wigmore just under 400 yards passing. They're just on the outskirts of the red zone. Pitch, right side, and Day is there to make the tackle on David Anderson. First time we've called Anderson's name tonight.
Baltimore's got a lot of different running backs to choose from, but usually it's Murray doing the receiving and Gaines doing the running. Anderson's been pretty quiet tonight, but a nice little 4-yarder there.
2nd and 4, another pitch. This one, Murray, he's going nowhere, losing a couple yards. Monzuma in on the tackle, and it's 3rd down.
Monzuma's 11th tackle tonight. 2 assists, a tackle for a loss as well on the night. Great work by the Pittsburgh outside linebacker tonight.
3rd down for the Vultures. Wigmore gonna try and do it himself. Through the middle, he stopped short by Doug Day. 4th and inches.
Stopped short by Ivory. Irving more like. Instead of making the block on Day, Irving steps forward and forces an awkward play by the running quarterback.
Baltimore gonna try and kick the field goal, bring it to within a 2-point lead. The kick is up, it is good. They're going to rely on their defense to try and get a stop.
Oh, I personally would have gone for it for 4th and inches this deep in territory. It's not a terrible choice to take points when you get them, but you need your defense to make a stop, and you need them to do it quick.
And for the better part of this half, Pittsburgh have struggled on offense. They were able to march down the field and get a field goal on their last drive. They're going to have another longer drive, free-flowing drive here to take victory, to put them in the 2nd spot of the playoffs for a 1st-round bye that will also put Fort Worth in the playoffs, and that will send the Baltimore Vultures not just out of the playoffs, but into the sunset, as this would be their final game in franchise history. Pass left side, it is incomplete, looking for Britton.
Looking for the back of Elijah Warfield. If the corner turns around a little bit, that's a potential pick there. As we see the total yards in the 2nd half, as you were saying, Pittsburgh's only got 100 yards to Baltimore's 250. They're going to need to find a way to get something going here with just under 2:30 to go in the game.
Offset eye here behind Fennick, expecting a run. It is a run, but Churchill is free. He is a good one, and he rolls forward. 1st down to keep the drive going and to keep the clock running.
And that's one of those substitution safeties for Baltimore, who's on the tackle but can't quite bring him down and gets rolled over for an extra 3 yards and a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Clock winding down. Will they snap it before the 2-minute warning? No, they will not. 2 to go. Right now as it stands, Pittsburgh leading by 2. They need another 1st down to send Baltimore home. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network.
And if you haven't smashed that like button by now, I don't know what's going to make you. You have got to like this game, and you have got to like what the product we are putting on the field tonight is.
Heavy set, pitch, play, Churchill gets a couple of blocks, and he's taken down after a 3-yard gain. There's Baltimore's 1st timeout. SGO, knowing what's at stake, trying to will their defense on to one more stop. Run, Churchill right side, stopped. And down, another injury. It's the dynamite linebacker, Melanishin.
Oh, Melanishin has been having a great game, just made his 10th tackle. He's already got a sack and 2 TFLs tonight. Melanishin is one of the linchpins of that middle tier of the Baltimore defense. It all comes down to Alvin Mack now. Can he find a way to provide both pressure and middle of the field coverage?
That saves Baltimore a timeout due to the injury stoppage. We might see a pass. No, run. Churchill, middle. He didn't get there. Baltimore have one timeout. It's 4th down. And Fennick staying on the field. Pittsburgh's gonna go for it. To say goodnight to Baltimore. All they need is a yard. Run, middle. They did not get there. Baltimore, stop them on downs. They will have another chance.
Baltimore gets the ball down 2 on the Pittsburgh 40. They are already at the edge of scoring position here. You could not ask for a luckier break if you are the Vultures coaching staff. They're coming out ready to go, aggressive, staying in that empty set. They want to put this game away.
All they need is 5 yards to get into field goal range. Wigmore, near side, middle of field, got the interception, and he left the ball. Are you kidding me? Benji Madsen, are you kidding me?
If you're not romantic about SFL football, you've got something missing in your heart. Oh my Lord, the pick, the fumble, the double turnover in one play. That's what we're here to see. New 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh.
They get knocked back a few yards. Now they need a first down. Wigmore, middle, incomplete, looking for Irvin again. Monzuma in the coverage.
Whoa. That play was the same one that got him into trouble last time. Wigmore has a lot of faith in Irvin. Now 26 targets on the night, but under 50% of those are completions. They need to find a way to get the other receivers looks at this moment.
Murray into the backfield. 2nd and 10. Blitz coming. Pass middle, open is Murray! He's got a foot race to the 22-yard line! Clock will run! They're in field goal range! They will not quit!
And that's the Vulture spirit. That's what has got them their storied franchise success since the old era of this league. The Vultures have been a mainstay year in and year out, and it's that never say die attitude that gets them there.
Wigmore alone in the gun. They're still going to try and pass. Under a minute to go in regulation. Wigmore, pressure coming. It is incomplete. They were looking for Roberts.
They've been having success all night with this open, empty look, but it's under a minute to go. You just need 3 to go up by 1. This is the time to get T. Roy Gaines the ball again.
49 seconds to go. Wigmore, right side, caught! Chima, 1st and goal!
I understand when you've got a receiver like Chima and Irvin on both sides of your field, it's hard to not throw him the ball. Look at that, going up, reaching out, and getting that first down. 30 seconds to go on the season.
They have that one final timeout. T. Roy Gaines middle, pushing the pile to the 3. Hurried up offense. Look for it again. No. Wigmore to throw. Right side. Irvin. Touchdown. Baltimore. They take the lead with the dying embers of their franchise on the line. Baltimore might just punched their ticket to the postseason.
Avery Irvin with his 10th touchdown on the season. League leader across the board for wide receivers. Look at that play. Look at that route. This Baltimore Vultures offense has turned it on when it mattered most, and now they are up 22-17 with just 14 seconds to go in this game. Whoo!
On his 59th pass, Wigmore finds Irvin, who finally gets the better of Jermaine Menafield. But still, there's time remaining. 13 seconds, and Pittsburgh still have all 3 timeouts.
most important touchback of the night. Iron leg swinging it hard, getting it deep in the end zone. They are not going to risk a special teams touchdown at this juncture.
4 wide receivers here for Ace Fennick. They're going to have to go. Nate Brown! Third one of the game! Pittsburgh lose their first timeout with 8 seconds to go.
Oh, Brown has got the fire in his eyes now. That is another sack for the big D tackle, his third of the night, and could not have come at a bigger time. 2nd and 14 now.
Baltimore playing prevent defense. They only send 4. Fennick left side, caught by Hronek, out of bounds of 31 with 4 seconds to go. One final play for Pittsburgh to clinch a first-round bye to save Fort Worth's season, or do Baltimore get it at the death?
Oh, you've got to be out of your seat now. This is one of the most intense moments that we have had all season. The last 5 minutes of this game have been one for the ages, and it all comes down to this play right here.
Fennick in the gun. He's gonna have to wind and fire deep down the middle. It's caught by Hronek, but there's no time left. Baltimore wins. Baltimore is your 12 seed. Fort Worth exits the postseason, and there will be a chance for Baltimore for one final run to the big dance for the SFL championship.
And if that's not a momentum that you want to be carrying into the postseason, I don't know what is. Baltimore has now won 4 in a row, including 3 divisional games, sneaking into that 12 seed of the playoffs. On the other side of the ball, Pittsburgh now lost 2 in a row, both upset losses. So this is anybody's game. They say the playoffs are a new season, and this is why. I'm excited for season 25 playoffs.
How about the Menafield interception? It was Wigmore's 4th turnover of the game, but he fumbles on the return. He doesn't go down. He loses it. Benji Matson picks it up, and then Wigmore throws to Ivan Irvin for the game-winning touchdown with less than 20 seconds to go in regulation. What a way to end the game. Baltimore's franchise isn't done just yet. Pittsburgh will have to play in the wild card round. Fort Worth is out. Baltimore is in. And what a game. Special thanks to Justin Raside and Ron Haynes and Stats, SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at VFN Studios, and John Campbell, my partner tonight, did an amazing job. I've been Tyler Falk. We'll see you tomorrow for the final game of the regular season, and we'll see you in the postseason. Until then, folks, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.